It's the end of the summer, guys, and here we have Liam Neeson to rescue us with a new action film called Retribution. The biggest question is this film even worth your time, and should you be checking it out in the theater? I think you guys know the answer to that question, but let's discuss it. While driving his kids to school, financier Matt Turner is suddenly threatened by a mysterious bomber. The film stars Liam Neeson, Noma Dumezweni, Lilly Aspell, Jack Champion, and Embeth Davidtz, and was directed by Nimród Antal, and he's done films like Armored, Predators, and Vacancy. At this point, Liam Neeson, I really don't have a lot of high hopes for his movies. His last movie, Marlowe, was completely terrible. Blacklight was really bad. Ice Road Truck on Netflix was really bad. Memory was so-so, and he's had a few other films that really just haven't impressed me. And with Retribution, I didn't even watch a full trailer for this film. I think I saw like a clip on TV or something like that, and I just saw that he was driving around in a car. I didn't know what the full plot was. So I went into this film, I would say, pretty blind, and the fact that he was actually on this, and it's the end of August, I was like, you know what? I'll just check it out for the heck of it. I see everything else that he's in, so I went ahead and gave this film a shot. So you have Liam Neeson here. He is a financier. He is not having a really good relationship with his wife. He has his 2 kids, and he's always really having his nose in his phone and in work, and not really showing either his kids much affection or his wife for that matter. He decides to take his kids to school, and when he's doing this, he finds a phone that is not his nor the kids, and they don't know who this phone belongs to, and he gets a mysterious call from somebody in a disguised voice, and they say that they're going to blow up the car. They have a bomb under his seat, and that is the main plot of this film. I was intrigued by the mysterious caller that does call on the phone and threaten that they have a bomb in the car, and when he actually notices finally that there is a bomb under his seat after taking a bunch of photos with another phone, then that's where the film really gets real, and you wonder what Liam Neeson did to tick somebody off to actually have somebody put a bomb under his car. And this mysterious caller that is stalking him and watching his every move, I was intrigued by that storyline. However, with his kids being in this car, I found that they gave them some really stupid dialogue choices, made them really dumb at points, and, you know, they're not that young of kids in this film, but they make them feel like they're just really out of touch and not knowing what's going on. I mean, they are on their phones a lot, but you would think they would have a little bit smarter distinction as to what's going on, and I felt like they really did dumb them down in the car. Liam Neeson, he does what Liam Neeson does for the most part. I will say that he is tamed in this role a little bit because you know Liam Neeson as that guy that just goes after the gusto and he says these different lines and he's the hero all the time. And they tame his character a little bit to a point, and later on in the film he does get to be that Liam Neeson that you know him in other films, and those lines that he says throughout, you know that he's going to do it later in the film. So he definitely has that later in the film. I would say the first 50 minutes of this film, it's intriguing to a point. I will say that it isn't a non-stop action kind of film. It's very heavy dialogue with the stalker, just messing with him over the phone and acting like he is going to blow up the car at any point in time. And that's really the main intrigue of this film. It's also a film that is a remake of a Spanish film, so I don't know how accurate it is to that Spanish film. But the fact that it's not an original piece, it probably is twisting up some different things from that Spanish title, I'm sure. The person that is doing this, I definitely didn't guess that person, which I would say is good because it's not predictable in that sense. But there is a certain point in time where certain things are happening in this film. And I would say when the police really get involved, and there's this certain point where he goes through a tunnel, and I'll leave it at that. You'll know what scene I'm talking about. And once he gets through that tunnel and we see the police, that's when this film got really wacky to me. The film takes place a lot in the car, so if you're not a person that's really into one set location kind of films, this may not be for you. There are some car chases in this film, which was really cool, But I don't think that this is a film where you just have to rush out to the theater. If you are a fan of Liam Neeson, I would say go for it and check it out. But I can definitely see in this film, if you go check it out, it can get a little bit boring at points, I will say. And I also felt when they really put Liam Neeson and put him in the third gear to act like the Liam Neeson that we know from other films like a Taken, I felt like once they got to that point and we figured out the reveal and such, it's almost like they ended the film to a point, but they didn't really wrap up loose ends that were surrounding Liam Neeson's character in the film. It's almost like they ran out of budget and they were like, shit, 90 minutes, that's all the budget we have for this film. Let's end the film. And that was a very bad decision, I think, from the writers, the directors, and just the overall quality of the film. Because this film, it definitely feels like a streaming Netflix movie, definitely within the lighting sometimes of the film, the CGI fire, I would say. There's just certain portions to the way that they film this that it makes it feel kind of cheap. It has that cheap feeling to it. The person that's messing with Liam Neeson over the phone and stalking his every move, I thought it was a little bit goofy. I thought the voiceover with this person that is messing with him, I found it to be really funny, and I rather would have had Ghostface to be messing with him, to be honest with you. I just didn't really buy this person that was messing with him throughout the film. And the reveal definitely did throw me off because I definitely didn't expect that. So I'll give props to the movie in that aspect. But this is a film that definitely lacks action in certain points of the film. It's super simple, and you would have to really like Liam Neeson to really get into this film, I feel like. I don't feel like this is a film that's going to change anybody that views Liam Neeson as the guy that does like 10 million Taken films. I don't feel, if you're in that crowd, like kind of how I am with how Liam Neeson is at this point, I don't feel like this changes your mind on him. I feel like this is a film where you can just be at home if you're doing the dishes or just bored and you want to throw on something very mindless and not really think about too much of what's going on. This is that film. I don't feel like this is a film you should be paying full theater price to go sit down in a theater and check out. Some popcorn moments for sure, definitely. Characters that are well written and characters that you really care about, not really. Liam Neeson is your main guy, the two kids, and then you have some police officers, and you have his wife, which there isn't that much time spent with the wife in this film. Probably the first 10 minutes of the film, if that, and maybe a couple other scenes very sparingly throughout the film. Mainly Liam Neeson doing his thing. I will also say what was really funny as well is there's a part later in the film where a character says, let's get out of here and let's go to a more quieter place. And when that person actually says that, where they're actually at and meeting up where Liam Neeson is in the car, I kind of was laughing because it was literally in the middle of a road with people walking around. So I don't know how that was a quiet place, but I definitely did chuckle when they actually said that line in the film. As far as this being a film that you really need to check out, I would say not really. As far as a score for this film, I would give it a 2 out of 5. It's on par with about Memory as far as a score, because I think I gave Memory a 2.5. It's better than Blacklight, better than Marlowe, and I would say that if you're just bored one day, turn it on streaming. I'm sure it'll be on Netflix at some point. Sure, check it out. Is it going to be more than a one-time watch? Absolutely not. However, I want to hear in the comments, what did you guys think of Retribution? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it's kind of meh? Or are you just sick of all these movies with Liam Neeson in it? I can't blame you if you are. I kind of am over him at this point, I feel like, but I still go out and see these movies anyway because every time they release these films, nothing else is really out. So I went ahead and just checked it out because of that reason only, and because I just love going to the theater. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on my next review.